So it's a bit of a special for that. So day 2 has been very active, lots of finds, etc, etc, and we've not stopped speaking to people. So first up today, the charity that the event is following and helping this year is called Let's Keep Ellis Active. Is that right?
Let's get Ellis active. Yeah.
And we have a friend of the family who just wants to say a few words, and we've also got Ellis here, so he might have a little.
Hello, Ellis.
He's been a little bit shy, but
so, I'll pass you over now.
Yeah, Ellis has been a little bit shy, but we just wanted to say thank you for everybody that put all this together, and you guys actually were kind enough to donate some detectors, and we definitely appreciate that because every penny helps. We've been working since February to try and get him walking, and after this event, I think we're going to be about halfway there, which is fantastic. He's been through a couple of surgeries, but he's still one of the happiest boys you'll ever meet, right, Ellis? We just want to say thank you. We really appreciate it.
Keeping him, obviously, he's been active, been opposite us for the past 2 days, and been keeping an eye on him. He's going round with his little trying to get round on his little buggy, and playing with his sisters. What is the actual condition that Ellis has got that's causing him not to be able to walk?
He has something called arthrogryposis, which basically, if you can see his hands are turned in, and the legs are the same way. So what ends up happening is, without the surgery, everything just basically turns in is a good description of it. So he can't walk. He has difficulty gripping things. So without surgery, there's just no chance of him walking ever. But of course, the rarity of the disease leads to the fact that there are very few people that actually can operate on him, and so the only person that can actually is from the United States and in Florida, which drives up the cost. So otherwise, he'd probably be walking if it was something a little more simpler or a little more common, but it's not. It's a complicated condition.
So what is the actual goal that we're trying to achieve?
Got to raise $100,000. Then the surgery he'll be walking.
That's great. Well, I spoke to his mum earlier on, and me and Luke, we want to make this our chosen charity for the magazine as well, and we're going to obviously highlight it, advertise it, and obviously try and keep people updated with Ellis's progress as well.
That's awesome. We really appreciate it, and you appreciate it even if you're being shy today, I'm sure of it.
Nod your head if you're going to listen. Are you going to speak to me? That's
I'll let him know.
He's a really cute little lad, so good luck for everything. We hope you do achieve
Thank you.
everything.
I appreciate everything you guys have done.
I'll be glad to see what happens in the future with Ellis.
Yeah, honestly, you guys have gone above and beyond, and we definitely appreciate literally everything you've done. So
that's fantastic.
Well, someday when he's willing to talk, we'll make sure he comes and says thank you again.
Well, I think that you should be getting one of them little Dr. Macro mini
Horde finders, yeah.
Should be going out with Daddy metal detecting himself when he's all right. Do you think you'll be able to go metal detecting with Daddy?
Oh, he loves it. He loves to go out there, so I'm sure he'll be doing it someday.
Well, keep smiling, keep happy, and we hope everything gets where it should be, and Alice is active.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Here with a member of Team Rutus expert team. I forgot his last name. Adrian Gaylor. So Adrian Gaylor of Team Rutus and also expert, and also Mr. Tony Kaywood. We're going to have a brief conversation about Rutus and what they do and etc. So how's the weekend been?
Yeah, it's been great, thanks Dave. Bit hot, ground's quite dry, not that much coming up, but everyone's had such a good time. Been really good time, and obviously it's for good causes. The evening entertainment was fun, and the beer was good. So yeah, it was really good day, and lots of Rutuses appearing out in the field, which has been nice, and some finds which we've seen have been okay, I'd say, but been quiet.
So we've got Viola and I always forget how to pronounce his name. Eric. Yeah. They've come over from Poland with others members of Team Rutus, and I'll get a nod off them. We've had a good weekend.
Of course. Yes,
They've had a great. We've had a good weekend, but obviously the English-Polish barrier. We're going to talk to Team Rutus more so. So tell us a bit more about the Rutus.
The Rutus machine I've been using for just over a year now. I've used many machines before, but when I got the Rutus, I just felt something was different with it. It was easily to use straight out the box, but like me, I like tinkering with things, and I'm able to change all the settings, the tones, the frequencies, and it's just a machine that keeps growing and keeps giving. And obviously, I've since found some good finds with it. Found a medieval ring a month ago, 12th, 13th century medieval ring, which I found in land that I've been over for 3 years with many detectors, so I was quite impressed with that. But here today, we're basically having a lot of people come up to us and ask us to have a go. Very impressed with not only the tones of the machine, but also the hodograph display and the visual number identification, and also the sound. It's three, signals or information, which has, quite impressed a lot of people, isn't it, Tony?
Absolutely.
Well, one of the things, obviously, listeners of the show and the All Metal Mode podcast, All Metal Mode UK podcast now, is that I am the world's biggest technophobe, and we were supposed to be having a good go with the Rutus this weekend to teach me. I have learnt a few bits. I do know a few things better. Luke sat me down in depth. I spoke to yourself, I spoke to Tony, and I've learned quite a bit. Unfortunately, we haven't been out in the field because we really haven't had time, so I'm learning a bit more. So that's just to let people know that's a bit of an update on Dave in the field. So obviously, thank you for that.
No, it's fine. I mean, it has the basic mode. You just turn it on and go. And I was using that today. It's great, and I think we as Rutus users, we talk to each other about the different settings, different soil conditions. We live in different parts of the country, so we're able to tweak it and adjust it to how we want. And yeah, really, it's so well made as well. And Eric isn't a genius, the guy. It's so nice that one man you can talk to and physically speak to, who designed it, developed it, wrote the software for it, is there. And the version 2 update is a prime example. They listened to their users, they needed some tweaks, people wanted some changes, and they released the version 2 update, which has got many other benefits as well.
Well, I've got to say, I enjoy using it. It's a fantastic machine. It suits me, obviously. I'm just not as experienced as everyone else. It's a great machine. For me, the weight, the balance, everything's perfect. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go over to Tony, and I'm going to talk to Tony not so much about the machine, but about other bits. Tell me about Team Rutus, Tony.
Yeah, so Team Rutus came to being when they were looking for, representatives of the brand, but not your sort of traditional paid spokespeople, but people that use the machine day in and day out. Myself, Adrian, Luke, Yvonne, Richard, Niall, Matt, the 7 of us are all Rutus users first and foremost. So when Rutus asked us if we would be interested in being part of the expert team, we bit their hands off. It was why wouldn't you want to advertise a machine that you're using, hours and hours every week?
Well, and obviously we've had you on the All Metal Mode UK broadcast, and we've spoken about it in the past. You've also had me texting you from in the field asking your opinion and things before.
Yep, indeed, which is great because it's all of us like to talk about the machine. There's so much we can help with. We put things up on the net. There's Team Rutus has got its own website. We've got an app even. Some people can get it to work as well sometimes, mate. So you can get all that, and you get in touch with us as well. I had somebody contact us during Detectival asking whether or not we were going to do a Rutus event for Rutus users. So maybe next year we'll look at doing something along those lines.
Gary Blackwell sat down in his chair, relaxing. It's the first time he's had time to sit down all weekend, bless his heart.
I'll be totally honest. Obviously, someone's blocking me view, and I was going to step away. That's the first time I've actually seen Gary Blackwell A, sit down, and B, look relaxed.
Normally, when we actually go out detecting in the fields, I'm sort of like halfway across the field and I turn around, he's usually just sat down. He can't be bothered when there's no one looking.
Keep it short.
So, anyway, you go and have a chat with Gaz.
Oh well, thank you very much. It's been great to see you again.
Good to see you again, and take care, and see you next year, mate.
And look out for information about Rodney Cook 2020.
Oh yeah, we will return next year without a shadow of a doubt. We will be back next year.
Bigger and better and a more bigger beast.
Bigger and better, and let's raise a lot more money for charity, and let's try and beat this year's target of 35 grand. It's going to take a lot of doing, but I'm sure we can do it.
Leave it with me.
Cheers.
Take care, Gary. Gary Blackwell, good weekend?
Absolutely fantastic. We've had a brilliant weekend. We've made new friends. We've seen old friends. It's been great. And as you said earlier, guys, you know, everyone's around the XP tent, and that's the way it's been all weekend, you know. It's a real David and Goliath situation. We love it. So it's been brilliant, and I'd just like to thank everyone for supporting XP, not just for this event, but for the last few years. You know, we really appreciate your support. We really appreciate you coming up, telling us about your finds and how you love the machines. So it's been a winner chicken dinner all weekend. It's been fantastic, it really has.
Well, I've had another look, and I've had another play and another feel at the ORX,
Okay.
and I probably will be getting an ORX in the future, because obviously when money allows, but I definitely, it's for me, weight-wise, obviously I've not seen what it can do, but I've heard what it can do, but weight-wise, I'm in love with it.
Let me get my crystal ball out. Yeah, you will have an ORX. You'll definitely be using an ORX this time next year.
Oh well, when the
Guarantee
money's
it.
there, I definitely will, don't worry
Guarantee
about
it.
that.
Yeah.
Paid back my car money, which I've had to get a new car after the car crash, and then we'll be back there. So otherwise, have you had a good event, evening wise, etc.?
It's been brilliant. It's been really tiring. It's been hard work, but as always, it's been worth it. The guys at Detectival have done a fantastic job organising everything and keeping everyone safe, you know. It's been brilliant, and we can't wait to come again next year. It's absolutely fantastic. We've got to make sure these French guys are all nicely tucked up in their taxis and back to France. Then I can get home and have a couple of days just relaxing, you know.
Yeah. Well, we hopefully will speak to you in the near future on the Big Metal Detecting podcast. We'll sort that out, and obviously you can talk at length with the Metal Detectors. And I'm also looking forward to going on the ORX group, which I'm now a member of, and several other groups, just to see what finds have been coming up at Detectival with the XP range.
Brilliant, and I'd just like to thank you guys. You have done an absolutely fantastic job this weekend. Super professional, great fun to be around. Brilliant, 100% fantastic.
Well, I can only say sorry for not being able to come and see you more, because we've been absolutely manic with the podcast and the stalls, but we've enjoyed it thoroughly. I've got no voice, and people in work will appreciate that, I think.
That's standard. I'm wearing dark glasses because I've burst a blood vessel in my eye because I've been so stressed and hectic. Look, got the red eye. So, yeah.
That actually looks hangover to me.
That's not hangover, no way. I'm the designated driver. I've only had one beer. So, no, I always get stressed at these things, so blood pressure and all that lot.
Well, Gary Blackwell, it's been an absolute pleasure as ever. Good luck for everything that's going on. You know, we've got the new range of the Batman utility belt of backpacks. And we do well with that, and obviously the rest of the range.
I think next year for us is going to be a good year. We've got some really exciting products coming out. You're going to love them.
We look forward to it. Thanks, Gary, and I'm going to wander off and let you sit down and continue enjoying the afternoon sunshine.
Chin chin.